Alright, everybody, welcome to We Love Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Randy Duncan. This is my co-host, Ravishing Richard Buckhout Jr. Richard, say something to the fellas nice and loud.
What's up? We're back for another episode.
This is our 5th full podcast, and I made Richard promise me that he's going to speak loud. Richard, you going to speak loud?
Yeah.
Say okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. That's my Roddy Piper impression, everybody. I've been waiting to do that for like 4 episodes. Anyway, I love Roddy Piper. Rest in peace. Today is our super show, everybody. We're talking about everything. Well, not everything, but just about everything. We're talking about promos, vignettes. We're talking about wrestlers. We're talking about
video games.
We're going to do a segment on video games. We're talking about wrestling matches. We're talking about hardcore wrestling. We're talking about luchadors. We're talking about Japanese wrestlers. We're talking about a bunch of different types of wrestling today. And I'm trying to be very loud so you can hear me. A bunch of my friends have told me I need a microphone. Well, we can't afford it yet, but we're working on it. We're working on a lot of stuff to get money for. So everybody hang tight. And until then, this is our super show. We're going to try to do 2 hour-long podcasts back to back. We don't know how it's going to work out. But so don't call us on it if we don't.
And sorry for the clicking, I'm playing a game too.
Sorry for the clicking, Richard's playing a game. We're going to pause that soon and play some and watch some wrestling. But I don't know what we're going to watch, so that's why we're letting them play the game. So, first let's talk about promos, Richard. Promos. You familiar with them?
Yeah, somewhat familiar.
What's a promo? Tell us what a promo is, Richard.
It's pretty much just to get hyped up.
When a guy comes out on the mic and talks shit on the mic.
All the talking.
Yeah, all the talking. Some parts we love, some parts we hate, but we love promos today. And we're talking about them. And we're going to talk about 2 in particular, and I'm going to look up some as well. But 2 in particular we're talking about right now are Hard Times by Dusty Rhodes. It's a great promo. He's talking to Ric Flair. Come out of that television set. That's not the same promo, but when he says come out of that television set. But that Hard Times promo was great. We're going to talk about it. We're also going to talk about Austin 316, the first time he said that phrase, and the first time that we saw how good Stone Cold was on the mic. Not superstar, not stunning, but Stone Cold. So, yeah, good promos, all in one. Now, Dusty Rhodes. Richard, you've heard Dusty Rhodes talk on the mic before?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't really pay attention to the talking parts.
Jesus Christ. Dusty Rhodes, ladies and gentlemen, he can talk. You all know that. If you like the Facebook page, if you like us, if you love wrestling, then you know the Hard Times promo, and you know Dusty can talk. Richard,
I just watched him on an episode of Nitro.
You just watched him on an episode of Nitro. Rest in peace, by the way, Dusty Rhodes. You will be missed. I had a hard time dealing with that this summer. I had a hard time dealing with a lot of shit this summer. But Richard's nodding his head because he knows what happened, but we're going to play the Hard Times promo for you, the full thing, because we love it. And since Richard doesn't know it, or doesn't know about it, we're going to play it.
Here's the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And Dusty, your fans welcome you back, man. First of all, I would like to thank the many, many fans throughout this country that wrote cards and letters to Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, while I was down. Secondly, I want to thank Jim Crockett Promotions for waiting and taking the time, because I know how important it was. Starcade 85 it is to the wrestling fans, it is to Jim Crockett Promotions. And Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, with that weight, got what I wanted. Ric Flair, the world's heavyweight champion. I don't have to say a lot more about the way I feel about Ric Flair. No respect, no honor. There is no honor among thieves in the first place. He put hard times on Dusty Rhodes and his family. You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Hard times are when the textile workers around this country are out of work. They got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay their wages, can't buy their food. Hard times are when the auto workers are out of work and they tell them go home. And hard times are when a man has worked at a job 30 years. 30 years. They give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer took your place, Daddy. That's hard time. That's hard time. And Ric Flair, you put hard times on this country by taking Dusty Rhodes out. That's hard time. And we all had hard times together. I admit I don't look like the athlete of the day supposed to look. My belly's just a little big. My hand is just a little big. But brother, I am bad and they know I'm bad. And there were two bad people. One was John Wayne and he's dead, brother. And the other one's right here. Nature Boy Ric Flair. The world's heavyweight title belongs to these people. I'm going to reach out right now. I want you at home to know my hand is touching your hand for this gathering of the biggest body of people in this country, in this universe, all over the world now. Reach it out because the love that was given me, and this time I will repay you now because I will be the next world's heavyweight champion on this hard time blues. Dusty Rhodes Tour 85 and Ric Flair, Nature Boy. Let me leave you with this. One way to hurt Ric Flair is to take what he cherishes more than anything in the world. That's the world's heavyweight title. I'm going to take it. I've been there twice. This time when I take it, Daddy, I'm going to take it for you. Let's gather for it. Don't let me down now, because I came back for you, for that man up there that died 10, 12 years ago and never got the opportunity to see a real world champion. And I'm proud of you. Thank God I have you. And I love you. Love you!
Now, Richard, how great was that promo?
I like it.
He loves it. Richard, he doesn't just like it, he loves it. It's a great promo. Now, there's two men, Daddy, that are bad. And one of them's John Wayne, he's dead, brother. Now that is just a great promo. I love Dusty. I love doing his voice. Rest in peace, always. We love you, Dusty. We love your sons. Great athletes and performers. You know, did gold with gimmicks that you didn't even like, but they did gold with them. So, and by the way, guys, me and Richard are imbibing because we're celebrating. So we're imbibing in a little mixed drink action here. But we're not gonna get schnockered. We promise. We're not gonna get shit faced. But yeah, we're talking about promos. And Richard, what was I doing when Dusty Rhodes told us to reach his hand out?
Reached your hand.
I reached my hand out. That's how powerful that promo is. And you hear the people in the crowd screaming behind you, right? And or screaming behind him, rather. Excuse me. Screaming behind Dusty. Now, that is great. He didn't have no trouble. He didn't stutter step. He had no trouble getting through that promo. Today, when the crowd is roaring behind you, granted it's a bigger crowd than that NWA crowd, even though that NWA crowd was huge. But WWE is a bigger crowd. To start roaring, the guy has to drop the mic. He has to stop. They have to let them finish the chant. You know, Shane O'Mac gets through it, which I don't know how, because they pop for him huge. But yeah.
The Rock does it a lot.
The Rock does it, but he does the smell thing, and he does the stalling, and he does, you know, he waits for their pop to end, and sometimes it never ends, and he's just like, all right, I got to get through it. WrestleMania 32, he didn't talk for 10 minutes, and we loved it. We loved it. We loved every minute of it. Motherfucker came out with a flamethrower, which was just over the top and ridiculous. Only in wrestling, folks. But
only in wrestling you'll see something like that.
Or sports entertainment.
Movies.
I mean, yeah, but at a sports event, when was the last time you saw a flamethrower at it? Well, never mind.
I've seen quite a few of them.
At Super Bowls and stuff. You know what? Fuck you guys. You never see flamethrowers in wrestling.
At least till now.
At least till now. But anyway, we're talking about promos. Now we're going to move on to a promo after a match, which is rare. It's with Doc Hendricks, also known as my favorite Freebird and my second favorite wrestler from WCCW, that's World Class Championship Wrestling, Michael Hayes, one of the greatest Freebirds, one of the greatest WCCW wrestlers, like I just said. I don't know why I repeated myself. Anyway, it's classic. He's part of a classic moment in history. That's when Stone Cold drops the Ringmaster moniker, which sucked. You know,
Yeah.
take a guy who's known for speaking and don't let him speak. That's stupid. Anyway, he cuts this promo. He's, Jake the Snake Roberts was doing that fake religious gimmick. He didn't really find religion, I don't think. He just, was doing the gimmick, and he was walking around with his John 3:16, and Austin 3:16 says, "I just whipped your ass," and that was probably one of the greatest lines in wrestling to that point, other than when CM Punk told Rock his arms were too short to box with God. That was great. But yeah, that's a good promo, and we can't talk about promos, guys, without talking about the pipe bomb. Richard, you know about the pipe bomb? He's looking down.
It's faint. I remember
it's faint
it,
in his memory.
Faint.
Do you know who did it?
CM Punk.
CM Punk did it, ladies and gentlemen. CM Punk, one of the greatest talkers of all time. We're sad. We're sad that he's gone, but I hope he does well in UFC and MMA.
Actually, he's not in that no more.
He backed out. The retiring thing, that was a joke.
Oh.
That was a joke. But because
I've been watching that a lot.
Because Nate Diaz says he was retiring, and Conor McGregor said he was retiring. So CM Punk made a joke, a mock post saying he was going to retire before he even got in the ring. But yeah. So
I heard he just got scared and backed out.
No way. Phil Brooks. I think Phil Brooks would take an ass pounding. That doesn't sound good. An ass whipping. I think he would take an ass whipping from a UFC guy before he would quit. I think he'd at least try it first. I would hope so. Because he said he was going to do it. I wouldn't try that shit.
I haven't seen anything else on it lately. I've been watching the hell out of it.
But I didn't say I would do it either. So. But yeah, we love CM Punk. We love his promo. We love that pipe bomb. He talks shit about everybody. He tells the world he's a Paul Heyman guy, which eventually makes Paul Heyman come back if he wasn't there already. No, he wasn't. He comes back, and he manages CM Punk, and then they do that dumb little rivalry where Paulie's managing Ryback. Like you bit. Why do you want to see what? Why do you want Paul Heyman with Ryback?
Right.
Anyway, that promo was good. They eventually cut his mic off, which was planned. They say it's unscripted, which I'm sure nothing was written down for the actual promo. But I'm sure, like 3 days they got together. 3 days before Raw, they got together. They said, "Hey man, you've been talking about this. You want to just go out there and freelance it? Go out there and freelance it." So they let him do it, and he did it. They eventually cut his mic off on him. They said, "We're gonna cut the mic, so you got to say some offensive stuff." I hope that's what happened. I hope it wasn't a shoot between two guys. Everybody shoots on McMahon. Everybody.
Everybody.
Mick Foley and McMahon had a segment where Foley gets in his airplane and they talk, or his bus or some shit, and they talk. And Mick Foley says they really tell each other what they feel about each other. And if you go back and watch that promo, they say some vicious shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody has heat with the boss. So fans have heat with the boss. They want him to. A lot of them want him to retire. He is getting up. He's 71 years old, isn't he?
70.
70. Just 70.
He just turned it. Like
just turned 70.
A month or two.
A month ago. I think sometimes when his birthday falls on a Monday, that Raw is usually spectacular. It's usually like a spectacle.
Yeah, he's usually there.
He's a fucking spectacle. But yeah. Promos. Vince McMahon. He's cut some good promos, huh? The NWO Lethal, that was the only thing good about the NWO run.
And bringing back ECW.
That lethal injection, lethal dose of poison. That's cool.
And then when he brought ECW back.
Oh, the promo he did for that?
Yeah.
Okay, Richard likes that. But we would play the CM Punk promo, guys, but it's just too long. It's about 12 minutes of him talking, and 6 minutes of Dusty Rhodes was too long for me. I don't want any dead air or any. It's not dead air. I'm sure we could play Dusty Rhodes all day and you guys would be fine with it, but we just can't.
Yeah.
We're going to get to something else. They're kind of like promos. Excuse me, guys. But they're called vignettes. Yes, you do, Richard. You do remember them, because I'm going to explain them to you in just a second now. The Wyatts, when they're doing those tapings where they show a tape on the Titantron, and he's like, the Either Worlds, and John Cena shits Fruity Pebbles and all that shit.
Yeah.
He's, that's a vignette. Or when Mankind was in the basement with his rat.
Oh.
That's a vignette.
Right.
Now, Richard's not going to know who this guy is, Now this is a big shout out to Stellar Stephen Logan. I know he's sick of shout outs, but this is a big shout out to him. Waylon Mercy did the best vignettes I've seen in WWE. Some of the best, let's say some of the best vignettes I've seen in WWE. I love Mankind vignettes, but if you look up Waylon Mercy, he's just fantastic. Now, tell us some of your favorite promos and vignettes in the comic section, please. I keep saying comic section.
Comment.
But it's comment. I don't know why I keep saying comic. I apologize for that. But, yeah, so we're talking about promos and vignettes right now. We're about to move on, but we just want you to give that a little thought. We want you to tell us your favorite ones, your least favorite ones. You know, Sid Vicious couldn't cut a promo to save your ass. Remember that Jim Ross said, "This is live, pal." Look that up. Look that video up, guys. Oh, can we start again? This is live, pal. But yeah. Oh, let's talk about that for a second. Guys who are shitty on the mic. Goldberg. Brock Lesnar's so shitty they gave him a mouth. It's called Paul Heyman. And they gave him a new mouth. They said, "Your old mouth fucking sucks. Here's your new mouth." Actually, it's been his mouthpiece forever, but you know, there's your mouth. But Scott Steiner, he's a hit and miss kind of guy. He could cut promos, but there's some promos where he's just like, it's like, what the fuck what are you saying? But yeah. He just, you know, and then you got guys who just didn't do promos, like George Steele didn't do promos. He ate turnbuckles and pillows. Chased Queen Elizabeth around the ring.
That was funny.
My dad loves George the Animal Steele. Yeah. By the way, we'd also like to say, if your father or your mother is the reason that you like wrestling, please tell us that in the comment section too. Me and Richard,
or any family member.
Or any family member, your older brother. Me and Richard are like that. Our fathers and siblings and cousins are the reason we like wrestling. So if you're like that too, let us know. We want to hear about it. You can get deep on WLW. We don't discourage it. We don't encourage it. But you can do whatever you want.
And we don't judge.
And we don't judge. Now, this is America. You can say what you want. At least WLW was started in America. We have one member from Japan, Mr. Fumaki. I'd like to give you a shout out. He's a good guy. He posts a lot of good stuff on the NJPW page, the Classic Pro Wrestling Japanese page, and he's just good drawings and great pictures. He's met everybody like Steven. I'm sure he's met more than Steven. He's met all sorts of guys. So we're hoping he's going to post some photos and the stamps he makes. He makes stamps of wrestlers. Isn't that neat, Richard?
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
He draws very well, and he's, like I said, he's met everybody. So, be on the lookout from stuff from Fumaki. They're all gems. I don't know how to say his last name. I'm sure I'm butchering his first name, so we'll just call him Mr. Fumaki. Fumaki. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. Anyway.
Oh, and I got the YouTube name mixed up. It's not my name. It's Rich420 Gamer.
Rich420 Gamer.
I'm going to be changing that soon, though.
We're going to be changing that soon to something like We Love Wrestling, or Rich WLW, or Rich and Randy W, something. We don't know. But,
well, it's also got game offers, too, so I got to add gaming in it.
It might be called We Love Everything. We don't know.
Yeah.
But it's going to be mostly about wrestling, hopefully. I hope that's what Richard's intent is. But we'll do some games and stuff, maybe some Resident Evil. We like that. But that's not about wrestling, so...
We'll be having everything on there.
Everything on there. Oh, and we're going to talk about something. I asked this question in 2 Facebook groups. One is a podcast group. It's called It's called WWW. Shout out to those guys. They're great. They're the reason we do this. The reason I do this. Richard doesn't really know them, but I love them. I asked it in that group, and it got so many comments. Just great ones. And I asked it in our group, and again, not as many, but very many comments. It was very good. Pick a mainstream song, and when I say mainstream, I mean any song outside of wrestling. So maybe mainstream isn't the word, but any song that hasn't been used in a wrestling theme, you can use it and pick it to come out to as a wrestler. Now, Richard, what is a song you would pick if you were a wrestler?
If I was a wrestler, the song I would pick would have to be... Damn, that one's hard.
Yeah.
I like too many songs.
Yeah.
But I would have to go with... How about you go first on this one? I gotta think.
Okay, I have two, and Richard, you can say 2 or 3 if that helps.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that
everybody.
would help a lot.
Some drink went down the wrong pipe, but let's see. Excuse me. My 2 songs I would pick. I would come out to either "I'll Be That" by Redman, you know. Seema, who got the keys to my Beamer? I love that song. I'd come out to that, or I would come out to "Lounge Act" by Nirvana, which is my favorite band. So, you know, everybody's like, "Oh, you like Nirvana? That's so, you know, that's so like me."
Nirvana's awesome.
You know, that's so like generic and main. Well, fuck you. I love Nirvana, and so yeah. But yeah, those are the 2 songs that would come out. Go listen to "Lounge Act." I put it on both pages. It's a great song. If you haven't heard it, if you haven't seen Live at Reading, we're getting off the topic of wrestling, but if you haven't seen Live at Reading, Nirvana, Live at Reading, Pennsylvania, it's a good DVD. Anyway, yeah. So you guys find those posts I made, and you can, here you go, you can tell us whatever song you would like to come out to outside of wrestling. It can be an independent song, it can be a big pop song, it can be a chart topper, whatever you want to say. It can be a song nobody's heard of. We love to hear songs that nobody's heard of. Don't we, Rich?
Yeah.
We love it. So, what would you come out to if you were a wrestler? Any song outside of wrestling? Okay. Richard?
My first one would have to be... Yes, I know it's by a chick, but it's a good song. It's called "Play" by Snow the Product.
Oh, I know that song. I know Snow the Product. She's hot.
Yeah. That'll be my first one. And my second one would have to be "Chop Shop" by Twisted Insane.
Twisted? The ICP guys?
No, Twisted Insane.
Ah, okay. Because, you know, the Juggalos are Twisted too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twisted, ICP, Bizarre.
Yeah, I know.
Guys, when I was 10 years old, and this is as long as it lasted, from 10 to 11, I was a big ICP fan. I wasn't a Juggalo or Gigolo or Jaggalo, whatever you call it. No disrespect, you guys, I just forget your name. I wasn't like that, but I did like their songs. Who's Going Chicken Hunting was my shit, and I would come out to that if I was a wrestler too. Because it's just, maybe I got a gimmick against the redneck, I got a gimmick battle against some kind of redneck guy, and I come out to Who's Going Chicken Hunting. that would be, because that's what that song's great. About killing rednecks, by the way. But, anyway. We're talking about themes. We're talking about mainstream now. Richard, don't say DX. What's your favorite theme?
My favorite theme?
Yes, and you cannot say DX. You can't say that.
NWO Wolfpack.
Alright, word.
Which, by the way, I am supporting them today.
Oh, we didn't say that?
Red and black.
Head to toe. It's almost a jumpsuit, but it's not a jumpsuit. It's head to toe matching, red and black. It looks awesome. Wolfpack for life.
Yep.
WLW for life.
Yeah.
And so yeah. We love wrestling, we love themes, we love the Wolfpack theme. And now I would put restrictions on myself and say there's themes that I can't say, but we do this in my bedroom and I came up with the idea. So I can play whatever I want, and I'm gonna play Have a Nice Richard just said you're a dick. Sorry, Richard. He could have said whatever he wanted to. It's his podcast as well, and it's his camera. He can take this shit and pick it up anytime he wants and go home. But he lives down the street, so I chase after him. Anyway, we're gonna. I can't chase anybody really. We're going to YouTube, and we're looking at my favorite theme. I put my second favorite theme on yesterday's, and it's the same guy.
Just different theme.
Different theme. So, you guys enjoy this theme. I have for so many years. When it comes out, I pop. I think that's the one they chose for WN32, if I'm not mistaken. He comes out, and it's just good. So, here you go, guys. Enjoy.
Time has come to relieve that pain. It will be better for me.
This is not it.
But not so enjoyable.
I like this one though.
Okay, guys, that was fantastic. That little opening line was great. But that's not the one we're looking for. But it is fantastic. Not so enjoyable for all of you. I love Mick Foley. I love the way he... I'm sorry if you hate my impression. Sorry if I'm an ass. But, you know. Here it is, guys. If I could, I'd play that on a loop for an hour and call that the podcast, but I can't. Richard would call me crazy. He put me back in the nut house, but
actually we could sell it off as a, well, not sell it, but
yeah,
play it off as an instrumental.
Word. But yeah, so let's see. Sorry guys, I'm making a lot of noise. I'm trying to figure out what we're talking about next. I had it, and I lost it. We can still talk about themes if you like.
Okay. Favorite singles matches sound good.
Ooh, yeah, I told Richard we were going to talk about this.
That's gonna be hard.
I'm glad Richard brought this up, because I told him last night that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to spend a solid chunk of time. I'm not going to give you how much, because we're always wrong when we say how much time we're going to spend on a subject, aren't we, Richard?
Yeah.
But we're going to spend a good chunk of time on our favorite singles matches. We're going to list a bunch, because like Richard said, it's hard. We're either going to come up with 1,000 or 0, because we can't. So,
well, we can't go 0.
We can't go 0 for you guys.
We
We got to do it for WLW for life. But so yeah, Richard, you start. Name a singles match that you like. It doesn't have to be one of your favorites, but name a singles match that sticks out in your mind.
Kane and Mankind.
Which one?
I can't remember the date, but it was supposed to be a triple threat match with Kane, Mankind, and Undertaker. But Undertaker didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
But he actually did, because he was Kane.
Yeah.
So Kane never showed up. But that was still one of my favorite matches. Mankind would not do it until Kane / Undertaker went out there and got him.
Wow.
He just went savage.
Well, that's cool. It's Kane. It's Undertaker dressed as Kane versus Mick. That's one. It's not one of his favorites, but that's one that sticks out in Richard's mind. Now this match, I'm gonna name a bunch, but this match is my favorite singles match. It's a Falls Count Anywhere match between Triple H and Cactus Jack at King of the Ring 2000. He comes out, you know, is it King of the Ring 2000 or 99? I don't know. It's the year he does that vignette thing with 3 of his personas. I've talked about it before.
I remember that.
It's one of my favorite matches, if not my favorite. Chyna, she gets involved. Mick gives her the business. She gives him the business. They have a great back and forth together. R.I.P. We talk about her a lot lately. That's just passed. So if that gets annoying to you, fuck off, because we love Chyna. She just passed. And I'd like to tell a story right quick about Chyna. But anyway, we're going to talk about the matches first. That match was good. The ending is a pile driver through a table, I think. A makeshift table, not even a real table, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it's really good. And but we're going to talk about. There's so many you can pick. But we're going to talk about one of, or not one of, but we're going to talk about all these matches. But we're going to try to narrow it down to one match because I can't single one out because they did a Broadway match every day for a year. But Steamboat versus Flair, 2 Rickies and Ricks going at it, you know.
Yeah.
60-minute Broadway matches, you know, just so good. You can also put that 55-minute match that I've seen a dozen times that Rick was talking about at the Hall of Fame. So, you know, you can look that up. or watch the Hall of Fame, or you can look the match up. It was really good. It was supposed to go an hour, but it went 55 minutes. So, due to TV production or some horse shit. But kudos to them for cutting it that short, on that short of a notice. So yeah. Talking about singles matches. Tell us your favorite single match, and before we get back to singles matches, I'd like to tell a story. There's a person on the page, she's female. Thank you for the females who are on the page. I'm not going to tell her your name because she's private. I am too sometimes, not on the page, but I asked her who her favorite wrestler was, and her boyfriend goes, "Woo!" And I said, "Oh, that's cool, he likes Ric Flair, that's awesome." And I said, blank, who is your favorite wrestler? And she said Chyna.
Yeah.
And then 3 days...
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her. And well, 3 days later, Chyna passed. And it's really weird, and it's always heavy when your favorite wrestler passes. I haven't experienced that yet. I hope I don't. You guys do not want to hear or see from me the day that Mick Foley goes. Or Ric Flair, for that matter. But
that's how I am about Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
We're all like that about our favorite wrestlers, and she didn't skip a beat. She straight said Chyna. So, it was fantastic. And but it was really sad that 3 days later the woman, Chyna died. So anyway, she was really sad, I was really sad, everybody was sad, I'm still sad. Anyway, we're talking about singles matches, and we're going to get the Macho Man versus Steamboat at WrestleMania 3 for the IC title. I think it was better than Andre versus Hulk Hogan. That might be a hot take. Richard, what do you think?
I like the Savage one better.
Yeah, me too.
But my favorite Intercontinental Championship was Shawn Michaels, and I think it was either Bret Hart or Mr. Perfect.
Probably Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, where Shawn Michaels did the promo outside, and then Hennig comes out.
Oh, Hennig comes out and beats his ass.
Yeah.
And then they have a match later on that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, or that pay-per-view. Whatever that go-home was.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was a go-home to something.
I just know that.
And I have it on DVD. Michael comes out the limo, thinking he's hot shit, and here comes Kurt Hennig, and it looks like a fight. And boy, it was a good segment. Mr. Perfect whipped that ass. Put him through a limo and shit, But, led to a good singles match, I think. And, let's see. Good singles match. Edge versus Mick Foley. That's a good
one?
The big payoff one. The big one where Mick got put through a table and Edge wins. I don't know the pay-per-view. I think that's a Backlash, you guys. If you could look that up.
I can't remember.
I don't think they ever wrestled at Mania. But I'm not sure.
Grab that. The best pay-per-view matches. I think it might be in there.
I don't think... No, this is a 2012. So no Mick on the 2012 matches, guys. But yeah, Stellar Steven will tell us that, or Andrew Hendricks, or somebody will.
Or we can look it up.
Oh, by the way, I'd like to give a shout out right quick to all of our 92 members. We have 92 members as of this morning.
Nice.
That is huge. I'd like to thank you for adding your friends. I'd like to thank you for not leaving. If I added you. If you did leave when I added you, you won't hear this, so fuck you. If you have a friend in our group that is still in and you left, if you could tell that person that left, fuck you, we'd appreciate it. You don't have to. We love you anyway. So we're talking about everything today. We're talking about wrestling. We're talking about singles matches at the moment.
And we love all the support.
We love all the support. We got a video up on YouTube. I don't think we have any views yet, but that's fine because
4 views so far.
4 views so far. Everybody on the Facebook page is digging the podcast. I'd like to give a shout out to Victor Denson because he said, excuse me, Vicious Victor Denson said, finally something to look forward to on here. So we love that. We love you, Vic. Thank you. Shout out to that. Shout out to Vic. Vicious Victor Denson. He's the man. And by the way, there's a couple of guys. I give everybody shoot names. I mean, not shoot names, work names, gimmick names. And a couple guys, like Jetman Savio, on our, I think that's his name. I don't know his last name, but I know his first name is Jetman. And that's what he has on Facebook, and that's awesome. It's an awesome wrestling gimmick name. We love you, Jetman. Thank you for liking all our stuff. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for posting stuff. Alex Fryer, a guy I played football with, is posting a lot of stuff. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. The guy was a powerhouse when he played football. Good linebacker, great fullback. Give a shout out to him. Andrew Hendricks, of course. He's the one who Richard tried to get me on YouTube for days. Andrew Hendricks says, put it on YouTube. And I said, Richard, we got to put it on YouTube. So,
I was geeked up.
Richard thought that was funny. He was like, I've been saying that for 2 days, you prick.
But thanks for the support on getting it on YouTube.
Thank you.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you. But, yeah. So we're talking about everything. We did our best singles matches. Let's talk about some good tag team matches. What do you think, Rich? Give me some tag team matches.
Wow.
Ooh. We stumped the Ravishing one, everybody.
Again.
We stumped.
There's just so many, dude.
We stumped Richard Rude. What are we gonna do?
One of my favorite tag team matches is Edge and Christian versus Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy versus the Dudleys.
TLC?
Yes.
All three of them. The Survivor Series and the 2 WrestleManias. They're good. Or was it SummerSlam?
I thought it was TLC. No, it was before TLC.
Yeah, man, it was way before TLC. Except, by the way,
I think it might have been No Mercy or something.
I'm gonna say we just because I'm gonna say we just because that's a gimmick. But we hate, meaning I hate full pay-per-views dedicated to one match. Pay-per-views named after that one match.
Hell in a Cell.
That's dumb. Man, just have Hell in a Cell at Armageddon like you did before. Have EC at what'd they have it? They had some shit. They had EC at a different pay-per-view that was known for it. Survivor Series or something. After the 5-man, they would pull out the EC. The Survivor Series, that was it. They pull out the EC after the 5-man. Because you gotta have a 5-man around Thanksgiving. You know, your mom's gotta defrost the turkey while you watch the 5-man. So, anyway, the EC comes out, everybody, you know, and Money in the Bank was at WrestleMania. Like, that's what I like. I don't like whole pay-per-views dedicated to one title, one match. That's ridiculous.
Right. There's Hell in a Cell, there's TLC, there's Elimination. No, that's what it's obviously.
No, they still have Elimination Chamber. Sometimes they pull it out.
Yeah.
Like Stephanie Man, what was it, last year? We will have Elimination Chamber this year. After she said something about it being too big for the arenas we go to now. But she said, we will have one this year, and they had one. But, you know, you can't really do it EC. Maybe that was 2 years ago. You can't really do it EC without color, guys. By color rich, I mean blood. You can't do it. You know, you can't do one. It's ridiculous. I like color. I hate this no color policy. I wish the Shawn Michaels match had. Shawn Michaels match. Shane McMahon. I wish the Shane McMahon match at 32 had color. Had more color. I don't know if it had color. I don't think it had any color.
Same with
Dean Ambrose versus
and
Brock
Triple
Lesnar.
H.
Oh, yeah, that one? Where was that at?
Wasn't that at WrestleMania 31?
No. 32 with Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose.
I know, but I'm talking about the Dean Ambrose and Triple H.
31 was like Triple H and
Oh no, I'm thinking of never mind.
you're fucking with it. Oh yeah, there would have been color. There would have been good to see color in that match too. Roman versus Triple H. That would have been cool. And but yeah, we like blood around here. I love hardcore wrestling. I get heat for liking hardcore wrestling. Guys go, that's not wrestling. I'm like, you fucking go say that to Mick Foley, and he won't.
And Terry Funk.
And Terry Funk. Mick won't beat you up. He'll just sit you down and explain why you're wrong. Terry will kick that fucking ass with his oxygen tank. I don't give a fuck. I love Terry Funk. But anyway.